No, I want to go, welcome to the Blunt and the Beautiful, where society comes to be dissected.
Don't hit the C on comes like that.
Welcome to the Blunt and the Beautiful, where I discuss everything that interests me and everything that should interest you with my beautiful daughter, Tansy.
And I listen and tell her when she's wrong.
Hello and welcome to Blunt and the Beautiful. How are you, Tansy?
I'm well, thanks, lady. How are you?
I'm good. You know, I was thinking that sometimes we're not always able to do this podcast, and I thought we should interview some people who might be stand-ins. There's some young and upcoming
Understudy vibes.
creators,
Yeah.
and I'd like to introduce everyone to Luke and Sassy Scott.
We love supporting up-and-coming creators
What
on this
an
platform.
intro. I love the whole understudy idea, actually. I'm
fabulous.
sick and tired of being the lead man, so I'd happily be the
you want to swing
understudy
in,
for
do
a
you,
while.
darling? Yeah, beautiful.
I saw something the other day. It was interesting. It was like there's no such thing as a small creator anymore because everyone can have the same reach.
That's tea. I think that's true.
I liked that.
They're just up and coming. You just
Yeah.
haven't found your big day yet.
That's true. Do you know what? So many people always so look, and it's like people sometimes, and you'll know this, are ashamed of their following.
Mm.
And it can be like Uncle Brian at a barbecue, right? That's like, oh, mate, I'm a nobody. I've only got 200 people that follow me. And I always say, that was me a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Like literally.
If you had 200 people in a room listening to you, that's massive.
Absolutely.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. I always think, people go, oh, I've only got 10,000 followers. I'm like, it's fucking Marvel, mate. Fucking calm down. That's Marvel Stadium. Now, I have a list of questions. I've got so many questions for you. Oh, my God.
She's overexcited.
All right. And I have also asked my followers on Patreon to ask some questions of you. Now, this is the first one for you.
And we have to answer every single
have
one.
to
Do we get a pass at all?
No?
No.
A point system.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is there a winning system? We're very competitive.
I know.
I've heard.
You gotta lick my toes if you can't answer one.
That's
wrong
not.
You
with
can pick
you?
something too.
It's a family
What's wrong with you?
show.
Why would you want me to lick your
'Cause
toe?
they're
I'm your
dirty.
brother.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, you need it. Oh, the stuff you said on the podcast during the week, you can shut up.
That's very funny.
Saying you're gonna sleep with dad.
This question's for you.
No, that was a would you rather, and you had to choose one or the other, mum or dad. And I said dad because I can visually see.
Would you rather lick my left foot or
No,
my right
we're
foot?
not doing it. It's their show, not ours.
He's got tinea.
Athlete's foot, thanks.
Sexy.
Does Sassy Scott, this comes from Marta, does Sassy Scott ever have some down in the dump times, or is he always so pepped up?
Oh, I have so much down in the dump.
Do you?
So much.
Right.
And it's kind of one part I don't like the life that we portray online because it isn't as 100% transparent. And that's also the pro of it, right? That you can pick and choose what you want to put out. And I'm really aware of what I put out and what I can say and do to people. I mean, our main account, I don't choose what goes out. But on my own personals, I try and give it a little bit of a balance. But yeah, I have really tough, hard times.
And how do you get yourself out of the poo?
I am an avid autogenic meditator. So I do autogenic meditation at least twice a day.
What's that?
It's meditation for people that suffer from from panic attacks or anxiety, and it just guides you. And I do a 20-minute one, and after it, I feel like I've just slept for 7 hours. Like the rest. And it stops all outside kind of noise and it just brings you so deep and focused inside. And then I do an hour's one to go to sleep every night, and I can only make it 5 minutes into that before I'm out.
Right.
That's
I'm going to
beautiful.
have to look that
But
autogenic.
there's that. So then I also go to the steam room a lot at the Brighton Baths, and I go out into the ocean, and I love that it makes me feel like call it a psychopath. Like sometimes in the middle of winter, I go out into Port Phillip Bay into the ocean at night, and I stand there by myself.
The night part is scary.
Right, and
for
like
sure.
the waves are there, and it's a bit smelly, and I just think, if someone's like in their mansion watching across the road,
Someone's got their
they've
telescope.
got their cup of tea, and they're just like, that crazy guy's back out there
Yeah.
again, like standing waist deep again, Charles. Should we do anything?
Yeah.
But there's something really relieving in it for me that I really like.
Nurse, he's out of bed again.
Yeah.
Jesus. He's wandering around.
What about you, Luke? Do you have funky times?
I do. I get burnout bad.
Okay.
We're very opposite in this way. So Scott would like to show up and do things live, whereas that's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I really learned that I had to limit myself how much I go to events, PR, radio, any of those where we have to show up rather than behind a camera. I can do that all day. I can do a filming all day. I could do that. But yeah, if I go to a lot of events, burnout. So now I've had to learn how to prioritize boredom.
Yeah.
That's my number one thing.
Extrovert doesn't matter. Is that what I'm picking up here?
Yeah.
So you pick and choose what you go to though as influencers, don't you? Because I see
Well, we're not influencers.
content creators,
Yeah.
comedians.
Yeah. What
Have
else
you ever
we-
looked up the definition though? I don't think I have.
I
Of
think
an
it's
influencer.
interchangeable. It
Do we
feels
have
like
great
personal
influence?
preference.
Yes, but the reason when we very first started, I said to management, I don't want to be categorized as an influencer. And Luke hates when I talk like this, but there is a large portion of the industry of people that I don't believe deserve the influence they have. So I don't want to be categorized and put in the same bucket as them.
Yeah.
So Luke and I, what is it? We say, we're like creators, we're entertainers versus
Comedian. I would have called you comedian.
comedians.
Yeah.
No, but we're not. We're funny guys. We're not comedians.
Yeah.
Comedians.
I know. Someone says,
that's-
"Tell me a joke." I run out of the place. Like,
that's
I
fair.
don't
I
have a
guess,
joke
like,
ready to go.
Yeah.
Comedian assumes you have like the art form, the structure. You know what I mean?
Correct.
you
Like
know,
I could do stand up.
But
We can't do stand up.
Yeah, and I respect it as an art form. So no, I don't say we're comedians either.
you're just
But an
funny.
entertainer looks like, oh God, they're brothers, entertainers. What are they
So
doing?
I see content creators who go to the opening of a head wound, right? You are very careful about what you go to. Now, is that because you choose from a personal point of view, I want to go and support that, like coming here? Or is that because your management tell you what to go to? How do you decide, and do you go to things independently, or is it always the Luke and Scott show?
It's, I would say 90% of the time, Luke and Sassy together all the time.
Yeah.
One of us rarely goes to something without the other because we signed on as a duo at the start and we said we will be till, not the day we die, till the day it's over, right?
Yeah.
And so we are very considered in where we put our time and our energy. Again, we're mature coming into this industry, right? Than so many others. So we got to see things in life and growing up and previous jobs of what you do like and what you don't like. And one thing was seeing somebody fucking turn up and showcase a moisturizer once a week, a different brand. And it's like, what are you doing? Like,
How many
it takes
moisturizers?
6 months to know whether one moisturizer actually works for you or
that's
not, right? So Luke and I were really, really, I'll call it strategic. He doesn't like the word. But in going, no, we're going to be very selective of who we give our time to and where we go, because otherwise you just become like fucking, I don't know, oversaturated and people get over you.
And people don't trust you.
that part. Yeah.
Right, yeah. We try to filter, but there's multiple reasons. What I said before, I don't like going to too many because then you get burnout, we're done.
Yeah.
Secondly, we want to be there. We have to enjoy it. Even
Yes.
who people we reach out to by DM, it's usually people that we get entertainment from and we want to be around those people.
Definitely.
So
That's
then
a
if
good
they ever
marker.
put their hand up and go, hey boys, can you come do this with us? We'll always say yes to those people.
Yeah.
Have you said no to big money because of your principles?
Yeah.
Yeah, good on you.
Oh,
Love
fuck
that.
yeah.
Yeah, love.
And sometimes when cash is tight, right?
We might say yes.
Sometimes
God
when-
forbid.
we
God forbid.
reach
I
out
make
to
a
that one
crust.
from a year ago. We know they got catched.
and there's been times where I'm like, fuck, we said no to that. And there's one specific one that this is why it matters to have good people and a good team around you. And it's why I go, oh my God, like these poor kids that are in this industry by themselves,
Yeah.
right? Like to be taken advantage of and not even know it, or to make a decision and you haven't got a sound advice, or
yeah.
advisory around you. So I said yes to a gig, and Luke and like 3 of our managers all went, oh, Scott, this is one we think you should actually really look at. This might go against your values. And I was like, what's wrong with it? And I think I can talk about it now. I won't talk about the client. But it was to promote the World Cup,
Right.
getting people that don't watch the World Cup, making them aware that the World Cup was coming. And it was in Qatar or something like that.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
And they're like, they stone people like you, Scott. And I was like, spend a lot of money though. Right? and I went, and as soon as they I think presented it like that, I went, oh yeah, absolutely. It's a no.
Yeah.
Thanks for making me look at it like that. I love sport.
Yeah.
And I was excited
And
to
money.
be part of that. And money. And that's what I probably saw first. Cash and FIFA World Cup. And I was like, great, let's do it. And they were like, whoa.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's been times.
But it's amazing to have people around you that know your values so deeply that they're like, hey, baby, that's not what you think it is.
We
This is
have
what
to
you
wear
do."
I'm proud. I wear my values on my sleeve, right? You know where
Mm.
you stand with me. And that's where I think the undoing is for so many other people. What do they stand for?
That's true.
Yeah.
And so our management team is so clear on what Luke and I stand for every and any day.
Right.
So, what was the post that kicked off your kind of trajectory? Was there a particular single one?
I think it wasn't just one video. It was the collection. It was the whole series of me
Accumulation.
pissing off Scott. And it was the being familiar to people that it was the constant badgering from me and him popping off.
Mm.
I like to look at it. I was having a lot of fun posting. That's when it was just a hobby. I was working full time and I could just have fun. Didn't care about what people thought about us. Weren't doing brand deals. Didn't have to care.
Mm.
And so I was posting, pissing him off. That would do well. I'll do another one, do another one, do another one. And I'd introduce us just as the sassy brother. Then it turned into brothers. Then
No,
it
it was
turned,
my gay brother first.
yeah, and then it turned into sassy.
Yeah, but the algorithm didn't like it.
So videos would be taken down
Ah.
because it was
So
like,
they
hey.
just kept getting taken down.
Ah.
So then I branded you as
being
sassy.
bad.
Mm.
And then we slowly introduced our names, and then it turned into more personalities that were recognizable. But in terms of one video that popped off, probably early days, was it the boomerang?
Oh yeah.
I'd say the boomerang video.
Even pre that, but that was like one
Me
of the
just pretending I was
biggest.
taking a photo doing the boomerang with him, and it was
Ah.
just a video of him popping off.
And
So-
then you had the Real Housewives of fucking Beverly Hills remaking it and shit. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Selena remade that one.
Yeah.
Oh, Selena.
Oh,
Selena, my old
that.
mate Selena.
She
The
put up
first
as
one-
a story, so you can't
She's
see
still
it anymore.
riding our coattails, that chick.
Oh, she loves it.
Classic her. Jesus Christ.
So you started in COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been at like OG days. How much has it changed the social landscape? There's now everyone's an influencer manager. Everyone's an influencer. I know you in particular, Scott, have a lot to say about the fact that it's not a regulated industry
Mhm.
and it is quite
Ain't no unions.
unethical and there's no MEAA and you know there are young people getting shafted and they're not understanding that they deserve more.
Mm.
Oh my God, there's so many questions in that.
But that comes down to people's own intuition too. People can be made
Yep.
like there's enough information out there now that they've heard it. You just have to Google like people being.
You can be 24 with 1 million followers though. There's
I-
no way I would know what to do at
I
24.
remember at the TikTok Awards, maybe last year, and for some reason, every interview Luke and I did with anyone, like, blew up online, like the questions they asked and the response we gave. And one of them was like, really like, have you got any advice for upcoming people in the industry? And mine was like, yeah, there's so many other industries out there.
Yeah, have a look, darling.
Do you get me? Like,
Do a spin around the dance
Like-
floor.
we fell into this. I came from, I wanted to be an entertainer from a young age, but I moved into events marketing, advertising, right?
Yep.
And just because this seems like a trendy, cool, fascinating thing to do doesn't mean it's for you and for everyone. So when people like tell us why or what we should look out for the industry, I'm like, have you heard of accounting? Have you heard of hospital? Have you heard of, right?
Yeah.
Like, go and look elsewhere. Just because it seems shiny doesn't mean it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
And like with the regulation of it, you know, Australia, we are so far behind, especially when it comes to entertainment,
Yeah.
to the UK and the US.
Mm.
And we, in one way, you're lucky, right? We kind of make our own rules as we go. In another way, that scares the absolute shit out of me too.
Mm.
And because, as I said earlier, I come from a professional background, so does Luke. And I'm really cautious in who I'm a reference check for.
Mm.
I'm really cautious who the people you are the people you keep. The people you keep like is a reflection of who you are. And so you need to be really careful of being part of an industry that isn't regulated. People are just doing what serves them versus what is the right thing to do.
I think I like what you said before also when you said, well, we'll do this not necessarily till we're dead, but for as long as it lasts. Look at a lot of young people that aren't going to university or are dropping out of university to pursue influencing full time. And I'm like, that scares the shit out of me because what's the plan here, babes?
I think fucking more power to them. Fuck university these days.
We would have different answers if we did it straight out of year 12.
This is
We're both, I'm mid-30, you're mid-40s. And
What? Good. I really believe that for a second. I had to think about it.
No, it'd
delivered
be
that
very different, though, if we were doing this at a younger age.
We wouldn't have been able to. No, but then
I couldn't even talk in year 12. I went to uni for 7
lie.
years just until I could say hello to someone.
But we made stupid videos. We've had to private our old YouTube account. Like we've had to turn everything. Like there's videos on there that should never see the light of day. So we've
What,
always
you singing
been doing,
Delta Goodrum?
Yeah, we've always been doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
Right, but it became like a product or what people wanted in the end. So that's why we were able to like pivot and go, oh, hang on, this can be a job versus exploring how to make yourself seen or heard online without values or an actual already proven product.
Yeah.
I will say, like, so when I started accidentally on TikTok, you two were my number one first supporters. When I was 30,000 followers, you know, you guys started joining lives, really supported, really gave me a lot of shout outs. I feel very privileged to be part of your professional friendship because you choose very carefully and you're very open about who's a fuckwit and who isn't. When I'm sitting at your dinner table with your boys, you're like, fucking hate them. And I'm like, noted.
I knew you were doing that. You said you haven't been doing that.
Of course, I said, but who I say
Privacy of his own home.
We love a gossip.
Yeah, correct.
We
Absolutely.
love a gossip. We had dinner a while ago and my son and husband were there. And Marcus, Scott and I just went, yep.
So there's two ways to look at the people that I choose to give attention to and choose not to. One is I do have a little black book. It's literally a little black book I got from Jackalope, the hotel.
Yeah.
And it's black. And I have names in it, and I also have an e-version just in case, like, the house burns down.
Yep.
And there's names in that of people that, this is the real surprising and hurtful thing, is people that we really looked up to that when we met chose to treat us like absolute shit. Like, I truly believe how, you know, your first encounter with somebody, impression that you leave is a choice, right? You choose how you want to show up. And sure, sometimes it's fucking hard and you're tired or whatever, but to choose to be an absolute asshole to someone is a choice. And so one part is I've got this little black book. I don't want to do anything with it, but it's just like it's a reminder of how bad these people made me feel when I was really excited to meet them. And then the other side is I think people know with me and Luke not to come near us if they're disingenuous.
Yeah.
Disingenuous?
Yeah, that's it.
I think we have a bit of a bullshit radar.
Yeah.
That's what I think you're really talking to. So a lot of the industry doesn't really come near us if I think they know that I wouldn't stand for it.
But it's like any workplace. Like I came from radiographers. I could only get on with about 20% of them.
Yeah, but that's because of you.
But
that's
then,
you.
but it's like,
It's not a workplace.
but then you look at like a footy club even, right?
Yeah.
Like a footy club, not all the players will be getting along.
Which is fascinating.
Right? But you just naturally think everyone does. So they naturally think everyone in this industry would get along.
Well, remember when I lost all my videos after the certain T-shirt brand and people said I took them down? I didn't because Scott called me and I'm sobbing on the phone going, all my videos have been put on content violation. And he said, you've been mass reported. This is what, you know,
The bot's got you, girl.
he has the word, I don't. You've been mass reported. But they obviously know it's mass reporting. You're just going to have to start again, but they have kept your account. And I went over for dinner that week because obviously it was really distressing and people are horrendous online. And one of the things I said to you was, I have all these people with high volume followers following me and they don't engage. And you said, well, they're just watching you. They're not actually... I'm very naive to the competitiveness around that. You've obviously seen that kind of, I mean, people talk about certain influencers at TikTok Awards, they're not what they think they are, or people are more real than they think they are. When you show up exactly, I would say that you two are exactly the same version of yourselves in your videos. As I am in mine, that kind of non-realness can be quite confronting.
Yeah. This is so OG, but the very first event we ever went to when shit was blowing up was a TikTok creator event in Melbourne that Luke had heard from
a friend of a friend. I saw there was an invite going around. Surely you guys are invited to this. I'm like, no, but send me your invite.
And we had so many content violations that the account was about to be taken down.
Right.
And we go to this event to sneak in, to find someone that works at TikTok to say, hey, we're about to be shut down. Help a brother out, right? Literally help a brother out.
Help the brothers out, please.
And we rocked up and the people from head office TikTok were like, oh my God, like, you guys are here? We were so delusional in our growth that even TikTok head office were like, we can't believe you guys are here. Like, they didn't even know really how to get in touch with us. We were so new to it all.
It was something like in the first 4 months they hadn't had an account grow as quick as what we had at the very start.
And so they're like, the MVPs are here. And I'm like, who? That person?
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And they're like, you guys. And we went in there and we were so shocked with some of the talent. And this isn't to piss on people, right? But we were really shocked that people that we were looking up to weren't translating.
Yeah.
So they call it alter egos, call it drag, right? But that's what all of a sudden we very quickly learned, that the version of Luke and I online translates to real life, but so many other people, it doesn't.
Yeah. I saw that at the event I went to recently and was like, oh God, you're actually not very nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of shocking.
Well,
people just think everyone's looking at them, but everyone's just looking at themselves. That's the issue.
Yeah.
But fascinatingly, we said to the GM then of TikTok, we better be on the next fucking panel that you do, right? Like, because we were looking at some people that were on it and we were like, what the fuck? And then we got to do this whole roadshow for TikTok, sitting on a panel talking about positive management and growth and stability or whatever. So, like, something good came out of that.
Yeah.
Ally wants to know any amazing race gossip.
Is there, Scott?
No,
to be honest, I said this in another earlier, but I didn't really get my point across properly. Going in and seeing people that pretty much you have known, kind of based on what we've just been talking about, there's a lot of people on the show that we knew beforehand and had ideas of who they were.
Knew of them.
Yeah.
Didn't know them. The only person we knew was Fev.
Yeah. And then meeting them, having conversations with them and seeing how it changed. And these are people that have been in the industry for so long and how they go about it. For example, Gretel Colleen.
Yeah.
We did not read her at all at the start. Like, her way of questioning was just so different that we had never come across another person like it. But until we realized that she was so interested in us and she wasn't asking these questions to attack
she was being
us.
really rude.
We read it wrong.
Did not gel well at the start until there was a moment. And I would need to be really careful what I say because you don't want to spoil the TV show for fans, right? And
no, it just meant that we started to respect her a lot.
Tight, but we ended up, I fell so madly in love with her.
She's very smart.
Yeah.
She's so smart and she is so unique that she doesn't allow you. And when Luke and I realized this is when we could look at her a bit differently or receive her differently. She doesn't let you make a statement without backing it up.
Oh, I love it.
So you say something and she'll say to you, well, tell me more about that. And
what do you mean by that? Give me an example of
that.
Help me understand that.
I'm like, bitch, we've known each other for 24 hours. Back the fuck up. Yeah. Right? Like, I took it as she didn't believe anything I was saying. But whereas she was more like, tell us more.
She's like, I find that interesting.
And I was fucking all over the place. And I'm like,
so I think she became really intrigued with us. So the questions became more and more. And I'd be like, what the hell?
You're actually having a fucking laugh,
who the fuck she thinks she is? Like,
I'm like, Scott, not to camera. I'm like, they're going to hate us if you're bagging her.
Yeah, so she, people like her you looked up to was like, she's a powerful and now beautiful woman. I'm so
Yeah, I've got a lot of respect
glad
for her.
that she's come into our life. Someone like
I have like
Georgie,
a weekly catch-up call with her.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
great.
beautiful
She's
girl.
your life coach.
She is.
Georgie Tunney
Oh, yeah.
is
Yeah.
the one of, so I'm going to big dick here. I'm going to swing my one around.
Yeah.
We've met some serious players
Mhm.
and fascinating, captivating human beings in the past 3
Yeah.
years. She's in my top 5.
Oh, fabulous.
Mm.
Love.
Like her in front of you, you're captivated by, I think, a real sense of ease and beautiful energy that she has, but she's smart. She also, what we see on television is only a part of her.
Mm.
Like, I used to find her quite, not threatening on the project. She was very, I don't know how
In
to
your
word it.
face.
I wouldn't say threatening, but that's for you.
Yeah, I know, but she was
You're
so, like, loving and, like,
Oh my
warm,
God.
and there was no, there was
Oh,
not
her
even a
warmth.
percent of what I just
Yeah.
said when I met her.
She is. So she's in my top 5 most captivating people. Gossip. Lindy Klim is the funniest human being I've ever met in my life.
Wow, you
Love.
don't say that.
And she knew that. And she said, I gave up like my profile or fighting for who I am
Yeah.
a long time ago when press and everyone just wanted to paint me as a princess.
Mm.
Yes.
She's like, like didn't matter how or who I spoke to,
Mm.
they had the agenda. And we were all like when I say in tears of laughter when you're around her,
Love.
everyone cast is crying with the shit that comes out of that woman's mouth.
I met her a
She's
long time
funny.
ago because
Yeah.
she was friends with a friend of mine, and I do remember her being very dry.
Right.
Funny girl.
Very
Right,
dry,
right,
yeah. And I was like, oh, I wish. Sometimes I look at people and I go, I
Mm.
wish people could see more of you.
And that's what we were all
Yeah.
hoping for,
Mm.
that hopefully the edit shows you who you truly are
Yeah.
in the race versus who they perhaps.
True. We meet
want
people
to
in the
cast.
industry, and sometimes it can be a 15-second hello and you're done with them. But here, you're forced to be around people. So,
yeah.
what you were saying
Mm.
before, people could have multiple impressions because we were around them so much.
Yeah, that's true, right? Had I have just met Gretel Clean once, I would never want to talk to her again.
And to put into perspective, it's
yeah.
probably people that have been on a Kentucky trip. It's
Yeah.
like that. Like you're with these people
that, yeah.
overseas.
Oh my God, the
True.
Amazing Race is practically a Kentucky
It's
trip.
Kentucky.
That's
you go.
hilarious.
There's
Yeah.
your gossip.
I remember
Daily
reading a
Mail
story
issues.
by Gretel Colleen years ago, and this is when I fell in love with her, and I've never met her, was she talked about her daughter, Epiphany,
Who was on the show with us.
yeah, holding, very young, like, 4, holding her face in her hand and just said, I love you, fuckface. That's what her daughter said to her. And I thought, that is so funny. I
That's from
fucking
your book of parenting. though.
cried with laughter, and it's always stayed with me.
We had bus rides, fucking train rides, plane rides, like everything imaginable with these
Mm.
people. And you move around kind of as a group. Like, I don't want to sit next to him. Even now, look at my
It was in
body
our
language,
contract. We
Josh.
didn't sit next to each other on the planes. That's actually a bit of
That's it. Are we allowed to say that? Sure. Well,
whatever.
So Luke and I, the only thing that was different for us than any other team was we had written into our contract that on planes, we weren't to sit next to each other.
You said I
Because
need
it was
a break.
the only time we could get away from each other.
Yeah,
Because in the race, you have to share rooms and you have to be no more than 6 meters away from each other at any given point.
Oh, wow.
Good grief. So
Yeah.
we knew the only moment in time we could have space from one another was on a
Yeah.
flight. So everyone would be like, oh my God, you guys are psychopaths, like at the start of it. But then as time went on, people were like,
Look at that.
so smart.
That
you
intuition
guys.
and foresight
They've
and
done it for a
injury.
while,
Yeah,
right?
beautiful.
That's
fucking
fantastic.
Clever. That's
Now-
a clever work.
When I first met you, and is this still happening, you have a mediator or some, okay, so talk to, because I know Tully and Sarah from Curious Conversations have one as well, because they'd have a lot of business together. So when things get a bit tricky, they go to the third party. Talk to me about that.
Well, it took me a while to get on board with it, but more I learning about it is we've got a business, but we
Mm.
talk to each other as brothers.
Sometimes, yeah. We're learning to speak to each other.
So when things get heated, you'd go for each other's throat, and
Go
it
back to
wasn't
the backyard fight.
It wasn't productive.
Yeah.
We were not getting far. There'd be, I don't know, speed bumps all the time.
Mm. Have you thought about, have you had moments where you've thought, fuck it, it's not worth it, throw it in? Okay.
Scott did it. Well, that'd be I wouldn't say weekly, monthly at the time. monthly. It was almost like a threat. I never threatened it, but you would threaten it.
But the threat was trying to like shake Luke to go.
And I knew that's what it was. I'm like, oh,
no, not shake you.
You need
stir
sleep.
you up. Shake you to be like, I really need change in this.
It's not working.
It's not working.
Yeah.
What we're doing and
Yeah.
how we're talking to each other is really hurting me, and I know I'm affecting you. And now that person, Emily Polo, I worked with her at the Global Citizen Festival like fucking 15, 16, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
She was one of the founders of Make Poverty History.
Right.
She's worked with the Dalai fucking Lama, Richard Branson, everyone and anyone, Bono, like all of it, right? And
Bono.
and now us.
Yeah.
And I remember kind of going, she's probably a person that I know that can help us.
Yeah.
She said, give me 2 weeks with your brother. 2 years later, she's still fucking here.
Wow.
I'm
And
not
so-
that bad.
Monster.
Are you
Did heard it here
resistant to
first?
change,
It's-
Luke?
A little
so
bit.
she worked as a buffer. She would say, whatever you have to say to him, bring to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll deliver it and package it up differently.
Mhm.
Mm.
And that kind of stopped this intensity coming at each other. So then the work could progress and keep moving.
Mm.
And then once I think we emotionally grew and accepted change and this was our new world, she has come on more as, I call it a strategic advisor, a communication advisor, how to speak with one another, other people. And she's brilliant. She is the linchpin.
Love.
Okay. So what are you both kind of manifesting for the future for both of you as the brand?
It's a great question. For me, I don't know where it ends. I don't have goals in this
Just in
just
life.
turns
in this
up.
environment. I turn up, we just throw things, see what sticks.
You
And
know
have
what
fun
annoys
with
the
it.
fuck out of me with that?
But
Certainly
it's
something.
enjoyable that way. I like not knowing where it's going.
Life's a roller coaster.
I say to Em, imagine if I just shut up. Imagine if I didn't say, let's look back at the strategy. Imagine if I didn't say, let's have a strategy day. Imagine if I said what's not in the pipeline and just shut up for
Can
a while.
you call Emily?
We'll just
No,
see
let 'em
what
have it out.
sticks.
We've got this lovely rug. They can have a fight.
But that's,
The question was about if we see ourselves doing more TV, live shows, etc.
it?
I don't
Yes
know
or-
I don't know what the end point in that realm is.
listen,
But you're talking about what if we're doing a brand deal with Swiss
No.
Vitamins?
no, I'm not.
Oh,
No. What do you mean? Is there the Scott and Luke show? Like what a TV is there? I mean, you're on YouTube.
Yeah, so we were and are so lucky that we striked a deal with Sony US
Mm-hmm.
a year ago.
yeah,
Yeah.
coming up to 12 months.
They did a development deal with us
Okay.
for the first time ever with anyone that was a non-American
Oh wow.
to come out with our own TV show.
Mhm.
And we would get on this call with big fucking hotshot producers.
Like the owner, Michael Davies of Embassy Row. I remember sitting down with him when we were in LA, and he was like, "Oh, the only really other Australian I know, I gave this guy a go, and I don't know if he's still relevant over there, Eddie." And we're like, Eddie McGuire? He's like, "Yeah, I remember giving him a go.
Because I gave him the shot.
I gave him Who Wants to Be a Millionaire."
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh.
And he came out and he met Eddie or something and was like, yeah, I'll let him.
Millionaire.
I'll let-
Remember when he
Right?
couldn't say his L's? Who wants to be a millionaire?
Yeah,
I'll
love
let-
him, Ed.
I'll let this Eddie guy have a go at doing it. And he's like, is he still relevant? You guys know him? And we're like, oh my God.
Did he
Eddie
own the network
everywhere.
for a little bit? I don't. Oh,
So,
So fun.
we've been really lucky at like creating a product with them. Luke was so smart that halfway through our development deal, wrote us in another one. Said, hang on, there's another concept that I think you guys might really like. And they were like, oh, we could do that too.
I can see videos and things before they're made.
Yeah, love
So once we were making it, I was like, "Oh, is this going to take off?" But what I can really see is this.
Mm.
It's like even when we're editing a video, sometimes I don't upload them. Like this just won't translate.
Yeah.
Like I don't even start editing it. I'm like, no.
So we wrote ourselves 2 TV shows with Sony.
Yeah.
It's a production company now over in the States. So that's like cool. That's cool stuff. But will it go ahead? Who knows?
Yeah.
You did a live show. I went and saw that. That was great, but it's a lot, isn't it? It's
yeah,
tiring.
we want to do the next one would be regional Australia. We'd really
Okay.
go out and see the fucking people that know us best and that
Yeah.
we can speak to
Good girls,
directly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
get us,
Yeah.
right?
And I'd like to do a
And then
bit more ad hoc live if we did the live show. That was very.
Oh.
That whole show was scripted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want a
So
bit more off the cuff vibes. Yeah. Fair enough.
I think we'd have fun doing that.
Yeah, we could.
What, you
We
don't
could.
agree?
There is a possibility that could be fun. It might also not.
Or
be.
it could fucking fall flat. So that's why, yeah, listen, given the right structure, when we wrote the show, we brought on Nikki Britton. Do you know Nikki Britton?
No.
She's a famous Aussie comedian, phenomenal woman. But we wanted the industry to respect us. So we said, we're not just going to be two guys that are known as TikTokers to come in and now do a national, comedy show.
But it's hard.
Yeah, it is hard.
It was
Yeah,
hard. I
massive.
came from a radiographer background. I'm like, I couldn't even do a talk about X-rays to 20 people 2 years ago, and now you got me at the Palais. Like, what's going on?
With 1,800 people, like wild. So we wanted to make sure the industry would go, all right, you did it the right way. You got the right people to help you. You really did it. You gave it the structure. You gave it the story arc and whatever.
Okay, that's when Scott had children, did you feel displaced?
Great question. I don't think so. I think how we have the posting and me creating the videos, I still had that to me. So I was still in control of what was posting.
Okay.
I remember even calling you when you were doing the names and seeing I was getting the spelling to do the first post, doing the caption, and if they were hyphenated or if it was a middle name, I was confused. But everything was still going through me.
Okay.
I don't think when the kids came, it didn't feel like it changed. The hardest part was when you were in America for 2 months and it was the longest we had been away from each other, no content coming out.
Well, no, we still did podcast.
Yeah.
We still did podcast.
But that was like
that's what I
one
remember.
area. Like videos weren't getting produced.
Would you
No
trust
pranks.
Luke looking after your children alone?
Looking after.
For a period of time, I'll answer it. Maybe 2 hours maximum.
Yeah, like there's a window to
Okay.
that.
Yeah. If you needed to run to the shops or
Yeah,
whatever.
correct. Yeah.
But beyond that.
Like the other night when I was looking after him, I'm like, he said 10:30, you better be home sooner. As no one's going to be in the house other than the kids.
I've got places to be, babe.
I'm like,
Look
don't
at-
lie to me. You'll learn from
He's
this.
looked after him twice, but he's always had someone there, which
Okay.
is my safeguard.
Okay.
Or the boy's safeguard.
Now we need to talk about your dad because we went and saw you play at the Celebrity Tennis for AO,
It was
and
fabulous.
it was great. It was hilarious. It was chaos.
Mhm.
But let's talk about
Ooh.
their father.
Well,
Oh,
I
no,
had
what
your
did
son
he
on my
do?
lap for almost of the day, which was beautiful, beautiful boy. And then I had your
My
lovely-
dad on your lap?
Yeah,
Dad on the
I was
other.
bounced him, I burped him. He was fussy, but he had a good day. No, your dad came and sat next to me to also play with his grandson, and then I believe you were serving, and I just hear your dad so quietly go, "Well, that's not going to fucking do anything."
Just cheap
like
seat
just so
comments.
quietly commentating, but looking at both of you playing, going,
Well,
"What are you
what
doing?"
we love
What are you
about
doing?
it, right, is, and I think Luke even yelled at Dad at one stage. We
Still
used to say
talk.
we come from a very sporting family.
Mm.
We grew up at the cricket club, footy club. I did Vic kick for fucking 10 years or
Mm.
something, right? Like,
Uh-huh.
I tried, right? Like, I definitely tried
Gave
sport.
it a fair go, babes.
Fucking
Yeah.
swimming. We did 10-pin bowling. Like,
The
we were a-
Sharks.
We're a sporting family.
Yeah.
Dad says, I think we interviewed him once, and he said what he learnt about being a parent was your children aren't going to be what you thought they were.
Yeah.
That was his biggest lesson. And what we love is that where we are now in our career, Dad has to watch his two sons that couldn't play any sport actually be headlines at the Australian Open
Yeah.
each year now,
Yeah.
right? And so it doesn't matter what he fucking says from the sidelines at all, because it's like, hey, cunt, we're the ones fucking
Yeah, I'm
doing
up
it.
here with a headset and Madonna
Suck
mic on,
shit,
motherfucker.
Like, we wanted to flex to Dad not long ago, so we took him to the Essendon's president function and got him in the rooms and everything, and Dad was just like, oh my God. He had to get his 2 Collingwood sons to do it.
Yeah,
Love that.
That
Love
that's a real
that.
flex. That's a real
so
flex.
fucking funny.
That is a real flex. Now, before we finish, I want to ask you about the AFL and the recent Isaac Rankin. Very disappointing response from a lot of people. And then Isaac Quaynor got booed. Very disappointing. I was shocked to see that the coach of Adelaide said, "Oh, that's not really for me to speak on."
Are you shocked?
Disappointed, maybe.
I was
shocked.
no,
Perhaps
no.
You know
I
when-
just think that was such a fucking great opportunity to stand on business, and they didn't.
But they don't.
I think
stand
what
on
he said
business,
was
so
the
that's why
harder
I'm-
thing to do. Like him to say not make a comment was harder than making a comment in that time.
Absolutely.
No, there's a couple of sayings that I really live by, and one is when somebody shows you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
That man showed everybody who he is and what
Uh-huh.
his club stands for.
And what he
Believe
believes in.
him.
Yeah.
And it's unfair for the Adelaide supporters, dare I say, that are removed from this and don't want to be a part of it and are on the right side of it. Because you just have to go back about 5 years ago for their last cultural issue, Adelaide. Like, this is
Correct.
coming up again, and they're like, here we go again. Like, just stamp it out from the start. Culture starts from the top down. Fix it.
Yeah, and I've got obviously a lot to say about it, right? But my position is clear. My position has always been the same. And this is when I even advocated for gay men to be able to donate blood. I always had the one same position, right? So you knew where I stood and what I was asking for. And that was for individual assessments versus going all like blanketing all gay men can't donate blood. My thing with the AFL is, and I can truly say this because my professional experience was working with some of the largest corporations in the world. They were BP, CUB, Philip Morris, right? Who HR dominated, and culture dominated in these organizations. And from what I knew was when an employee is on notice for code of conduct or their behavior, and when in that notice period, let's say you've got 6 weeks, you've got to turn your shit around, right? There's like, we've had enough talks here now, right? Like you've got 6 weeks, you're on notice, turn it around, probation, whatever, right? If in that notice period or that probation, your behavior doesn't change or you fuck up again, you're terminated. Australia, the AFL is one of the largest organisations in Australia. It's not just the football players that work for the organisation. There's thousands of staff that work in multiple departments, clubs, talk about it at the stadiums that fall under the code, right? That they have to protect. Now, my thing is with the players, they're all on notice. They're all on probation. They know that if you say a gay slur or a racial slur, it's wrong and you're going to be penalised. But the AFL is the only company that while somebody does fuck up again on probation or notice, that they spin a wheel and pick what the penalty should be.
But they act
versus
like these...
drawing a line in the sand and going, this is our position. Every player, if you say it, you're the fuck out of here. No more means no more.
Absolutely.
It's work.
And they can be replaced.
Everyone's
like, there's so many
replaceable.
people wanting to be in the AFL. Like, replace them.
Correct. Why
It's
they
not
got
that hard.
reserves? They've got seconds.
Yeah. And you can't say that we're like rewriting this boys will be boys shit won't stand anymore when every time a slur's thrown, they're like, oh, he didn't mean it like that. And you're like, no, he fucking did. He meant it because he said it.
Correct.
He made
he
a
said it
choice.
multiple times.
Exactly.
And one thing I've said is when they say a gay slur, it's coming at a moment in time when they are under so much pressure and frustration that the worst thing they can think of when they are at their hardest moment in their day is to call you a gay slur, which means that's the worst thing you can say about someone. Whereas I could fucking come for a whole lot more about a person.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Than just their sexuality, their gender, or their race.
Yeah.
It says a lot about them.
That the worst thing you can do is not be a straight white man.
But my thing is too that they clearly, well, for me, it looked like the AFL wasn't supporting the AFLW either, because there are a lot of open, gay, married AFLW players with children, with families,
diverse AFLW players as well.
Yeah, and it's like you're gonna allow that to stand.
Well, the problem there is AFLW is a new organisation. Right?
Yeah.
And it's why it's leaps and bounds. And it's and it can't be put under AFL's banner. It actually can't, because it's such a new organisation that's been created from people that are a completely different type of person with a different value with a different past, they can't be attached to AFL because they are so different. And the people that are running the AFL are part of the problem that actually I can't see them ever being able to protect or support the AFLW because they're so different. They're miles apart from one another.
Yeah, it's really hard to support the code at the moment, and
It's so disappointing.
Yeah,
I hate it at the moment.
Yeah, it's really disappointing and painful to watch. If you have, anyone has gay friends, bi friends, anything, but also the hate towards women that they have on the field. Your wife's a whore, your girlfriend had an abortion, the personal sledges that they put out there, it has to stop. If being a woman or being gay is the worst thing in the world, then I'm sad for you.
In my investigation, right, because I knew what I was going to say, and it was very, very there was a lot of people involved in us doing our episode on it, right? And I knew that there would be repercussions, so we needed to cross every T and dot every single I. And in it, what threw me the most was to get your accreditation to be a football player, you have to do your module at the start of the year, your training module. And in your training module, there's a 10-minute part where it covers homophobia, betting, and a couple of other issues.
Yeah.
And it's a click. It's a flick and click. That's what the industry calls it, flick and click. So you don't actually have to consume the information. You just have to wait for time to go by for it to pass.
It's like those induction modules that they have.
And the module, when it comes to homophobia, is more based around don't do it because if you get caught, you get penalised versus...
Don't do it because it's terrible.
Versus the cultural, understanding.
Yeah.
And once they get to the end of the module, and you could be on your phone the whole time, you can scan on social media, and once it gets to the end, it's multiple choice. It doesn't make it seem like it is like they're having to really think or feel or take on information.
Thinking, yeah.
No, and it was players that I went and spoke to, and a lot of them told me that, and they're like, yeah, that's all we do. And I'm like, so then is there anything else after that? And they were like, no. And I know there's organizations, and I know of people that have tried to approach at club level, AFL level, to say, hey, can we bring people in to do talks, to run classes? And, allegedly this module is more than enough. And you've got people like Andrew Dillon that say they don't have they don't believe there is a problem with homophobia in the sport. My final position is...
Can I just say, whenever I hear Andrew Dillon, I just hear Kate's commentary there.
Just like a wet fucking blanket.
No, he's
charisma of a what? Plastic cup?
Plastic cup.
Yeah.
Kills me.
We've learned that white people shouldn't be making decisions on black communities.
Yeah.
That has to come from within. Men shouldn't be making decisions on women's bodies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? That should be led from women.
Absolutely.
A straight man shouldn't be saying whether or not homophobia exists.
Absolutely.
When the gay community is saying that's absolutely homophobic.
Yeah, like Mitch Brown saying that he retired because of the homophobia.
The beautiful thing in that is, and bless you, Mitch, the fascinating thing is you've got the AFL over here that are like, we don't have a problem with homophobia. And then you've got Mitch Brown going, I left because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the contrast
There's
is...
such a disconnect, right? Like the disconnect of them being like, well, I'm a straight, middle-aged man, and I think what they said was pretty funny and kind of fine. Like whatever. They are using themselves as the metric of marginalisation.
Yes!
And not thinking about someone who's sitting in the club room who maybe isn't out and is sitting there being like, I can't do anything about it. I'm fucked.
And I'm like, okay, let's for a second go with the status quo of, the Darrens that love to speak in capitals to me, right? Like, the fuck would you know about this, right?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to fucking talk about my footy, cunt, right?
Yeah,
like, they're so angry, right? And I'm like, I can because I know half of the players. And they're like, who says that you're allowed to talk about it? I'm like, I don't see you at any president functions, like, on the invite list. Fuck off, Darren.
Yeah.
Turns out they actually do want my opinion.
Yeah, babes.
But let's imagine what Darren says is true. There are no players that are gay.
Mm-hmm.
doesn't even take up a quarter of the staff that fall under the AFL code.
Absolutely.
And there are multiple out gay staff that fall under the AFL that work for the clubs, work for the organisation, work in stadiums, and then you've got supporters that are as well. They don't just have to protect the players here. So let's for a second imagine there isn't one gay player at the moment. There are so many other gay staff though. What the fuck are they doing for them?
Yeah, trainers, physios.
Correct!
Right.
Even fucking accountants and admin and shit.
Now,
Correct!
you are friends with some AFL, Jack Crisp.
Yes.
Michaela, his wife. He's a very good supportive ally, I believe.
Do you know what? Allyship, I've learned over the years, is so important because the first time I experienced joy in my life was when the plebiscite was passed as a yes. The deep overwhelm that I felt that day was joy. And it was because of allies. It wasn't because the gays didn't have the numbers, right? To win the vote. And it was allies that said, I don't know what it's like to live the way you do, but I'm going to trust and believe that your version and your story is actually the real one, right? Like enough people from your community are saying it is, so I'm going to go with that. Jack Crisp, I remember one time, and he's a perfect ally. I remember one time I was in Bali, some fucking NRL player or a few of them carried on. I'm not going to wear a jersey because there's fucking, I don't know, rainbow.
It was a pride round, wasn't it?
Like, fuck off, you stupid cunt. And Luke and I made a video about it. And what really hurts sometimes is when people are quiet around you when you say something. And usually people have influence. And that's why I don't like to be attached to influencers because I don't think they use it, right? To sometimes better help other people get through something. And I think it was 2 days after we put that video out and I copped the hate. And Luke wears the brunt of it as well at times. But I copped it. Jack ran out on the field with Noble. Both of them chose to put rainbow laces in their boots.
Oh, beautiful boys.
Love you. Go Pies.
Right now, that little thing
tangible
is
allyship.
actually a lot because he's putting himself in a place where he's opening himself up to people that will go, you woke, see you next Tuesday, whatever, right? But I remember seeing that and I just went, oh my God, what that does. It makes you feel seen, validates you, makes you feel heard, makes you feel included and not left out.
Yeah.
Are there other players that have been supportive of you?
Yes. And a lot of the Collingwood boys, I don't speak to any other players because they're fucking scum if they don't play for Collingwood.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more.
But we've got quite a few that follow our
No, we
content
do.
and follow us.
Yeah.
But yes, short answer.
Even at the Copeland
You've
last
got like
year.
a Mason Cox is so. Do you know he reached out to me recently and he said, "Hey, got time for a coffee just for me to understand a little bit more of how this affects you."
Oh,
Beautiful.
the American Australian.
Right, so like that happens a lot. I remember when we met Eddie Betts at a gig, and Eddie Betts came up to us and was like, "Everything you guys say, I get it."
He was the best thing about the ACTA
Oh,
Awards.
wasn't he? And he was just the loveliest guy. And he's like, I want you to know I will ride at dawn with everything you stand for when it comes to the AFL.
We love you, Eddie.
Then I remember at a very exclusive AFL event, a very senior player, and I don't want to say it because I understand that it could put them at risk. And I know that a lot of people come to me in confidence as well. And I'm not about to rat on anyone. And he said, when I saw you here at this event with the role that you had, and it was Luke and I were interviewing people, he said, what that meant to me for the club that I play for was like leaps and bounds. That they are including you guys to be part of who we are. He's like, I had to turn away. Me and my partner had this beautiful, like, emotional, like, oh my God, our club's come a really long way. This is so beautiful to be part of.
Oh, it's good to be a Collingwood supporter.
Isn't it just? Look at that.
Hey, guys, you have been amazing.
We love
Thank
having
you.
I've loved chatting to you.
Could we be co-hosts?
Yeah,
Apparently
I'm
so.
popping you on the list.
When one of you are sick or something, we'll
Yeah,
jump on
yeah,
in.
yeah.
We'll bring you in.
You're both amazing, and thank you for
Mm.
your support to us and to
Anytime.
me. You're good eggs.
No, but you guys, I know
Support's
you're wrapping us up.
easy.
Yeah,
It
you know
is.
what?
It could be putting laces in your boots. It could be showing up.
Yeah.
Like, support is support.
And my husband Marcus was like, "There's a lady Kate, and she's funny." I'm like, "Shut up! Stop pushing people onto me."
And then you're
right?
like, is that the one Luke's been talking about?
And then Luke was like, "There's this chick, Kate. I think we should like check her out and throw some love her way." And I'm like,
Look
"Oh
at
my
you,
god!"
Miss Thing.
And then you came into our world, and we're better off for having you in our life as well.
Georgie Tunny's still above me, but yeah,
That's
thanks.
okay. For now.
She is, but I mean, she's in her own lane, and so
you
are
did
so
say
don't
she was in
worry.
the top 5.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have saved yourself there.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey,
that's
thanks,
all right.
guys. It was beautiful.
Thanks for having
Love
us.
you both.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank
Boing.
you.
I don't care what you say.